Hello, my name is Pierre. Thank you so much for tuning in. So very excited to have you here. Now in this video, I will walk you through theory of change process as well as share with you how we use theory of change in Azure P3 Hub. I know some of you may ask, what is theory of change? The purpose of this video is to answer that very question. This video is the first of a video series about theory of change. What I'm going to share with you here follows the same format that I used when I conducted theory of change session at our Hub in a Box workshop in May 2019. The workshop was designed to be very interactive. So if you facilitate theory of change at your workplace, I recommend that you adapt the exercises to suit your style. Without further ado, let's get started. When we first started Azure P3 Hub, there was a lot that we didn't know. We didn't know what we didn't know either. So the journey was a bit ambiguous. So we started off by using an adapted business model canvas introduced by one of our advisors, just to try to seek some answers and chart our path. I will talk a bit more about business model canvas in the next slides. Then we use theory of change as we felt that as a team we needed to have clarity about the direction we needed to take that would keep us on the right path. So we developed our first theory of change, which I will share later on. The first iteration was instrumental to our next and final theory of change. So in summary, you can use either business canvas or theory of change, or both, and feel free to adapt to suit your needs. And that's what we have done. Now, this is an example of the first business model canvas that we use. As you can see, we started off by asking a lot of questions. And the answers to those questions very much defined the direction that we took and the things that we needed to do. Now, this is not to say that we had no clue at all about where we were supposed to go when we started the hub. But as time passed, things changed and we needed to revisit what we were accountable to deliver. So this business model canvas is really great in guiding through some ambiguity. Now, this is our first theory of change. Very colorful, as you can see. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar and wonder how to read it, you will have to read it bottom up. At the top of the pyramid is the ultimate goal we wanted to contribute to. The far right hand side boxes show the different levels of objectives, with outputs being the lowest. What these boxes say is that if you achieve all those outputs, you are likely to achieve the outcomes and then impact and then your vision if all assumptions are correct. I will talk about theory of change a bit more later on. And this is our final theory of change that we as a team agreed. It was built on the first iteration. So for this one, you will have to read from left to right. The process is just the same. What it means is that if you achieve all that you say you want to do on the left hand side, then you're likely to achieve what you say you want to achieve in the middle boxes, and that would lead you to achieve your impact and your vision on the right. So two different versions, but they convey the same sort of message. Okay, business canvas and theory of change. So you have seen an example of our business canvas and also theory of change. So one question that has often been asked is, what is the difference between business canvas and theory of change? Because we have used both. So I made an attempt to overlay theory of change over the business canvas. You may or may not agree with me, but it's okay. What I find is that both ask similar questions. Theory of change helps develop organizations' value proposition. It is often used by the non-profit sector or government agencies delivering overseas aid, at least from my experience anyway. Theory of change helps us understand how the non-profit sector operates. It's for the purpose-driven initiatives. Business model canvas helps us understand how businesses operate. Namely, it's good to be used within the profit-driven sector for profit-driven initiatives. So if you are in a purpose-driven sector, knowing both will be very helpful. You can adapt and use both for your organization because as a purpose-driven sector, you may need to talk to businesses. Therefore, you need to use the business language and tools to communicate your message. You may also talk to the non-profit sector, the funding agencies who tend to use theory of change more. So then you use theory of change to communicate your messages. So both are very similar, but can be used within different contexts. So I will end this segment at this point, and I will continue in the next video when we will talk a little bit more about theory of change. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.